I want to thank you all for coming to listen to my speech today. Here's my audience. What I'm going to talk about today is hydrofracking. This sign here is the opposition to hydrofracking. I know you've probably seen it on the signs along the road here where we live in southwestern New York. I chose hydrofracking as my speech topic because I have friends and family working in the gas industry, as well as family members that have natural gas on their property that have been approached by the gas industry to use their land as a drilling site. So I have a personal and an intellectual reason for choosing this as a topic. And also, you guys are going to be looking for a job soon, and maybe a job in the natural gas field is something that you would want to look into. And you'll see as I get through the speech that this may be an area where there are job opportunities. So first I'm going to define natural gas and its uses and why it's a better fossil fuel than the ones we're using currently. And then I'm going to define hydrofracking and horizontal drilling and compare that to conventional drilling. And then I'm going to touch on why you should be concerned about this issue. I used the internet for all my research. The main site that I used was a clearinghouse website for energy and environmental research for northeastern Pennsylvania, and I'll cite my authors and articles as I go. So I'm going to start with defining natural gas. Rachel Curtis wrote an article, What is Natural Gas? And she was in the Energy and Environmental Resource website. She defines natural gas as a hydrocarbon, and it's an excellent source of heat and energy. It's used for heating, home heating, propane grills, butane lighters, and it can be used as a energy for vehicles. Carl Davenport, in a 2010 article titled A Gas Shale Bonanza for the National Journal, stated that natural gas is a clean burning fuel. It uses it produces half of the carbon emissions of coal. And that says to me that it would have less of a greenhouse gas footprint on the environment, and it would be less pollution. So now that I identified what natural gas is, its uses, and its effect on the environment, I'm going to move on to defining what horizontal drilling and hydrofracking is, and also comparing it to conventional drilling. Rachel Curtis wrote another article in that clearinghouse website. It was titled How Are Gas Wells Drilled? It was a 2010 article. With gas wells, I'm going to show you a picture here. They're drilled one of two ways, either horizontally, which is the horizontal way, that's the more newer way, and the other way is vertical, that's the conventional way. The horizontal way is used in, along with hydrofracking, is used specifically for drilling into shale rock. So as far as how are wells drilled, with any well, or a conventional well I should say, what they do is they take a drill bit with a drill string and they drill down into the ground. As they're drilling, they're laying a sheath of cement around the well, the outside of the well. Once they hit their gas source, then the drill and the pipe is removed and all that's left is a cement barrier, and that creates the well. With hydrofracking and horizontal drilling, that's used specifically for shale rock, and they drill, once they reach depth, they go off to the right or the left. They use a large amount of water, a small amount of chemicals, and a small amount of sand, and that's injected into the well under high pressure. It causes fractures in the shale rock, and the sand holds those fractures open. Then the water and the pressure is removed, and the gas can come out through the spaces being held open by the sand, and that creates your gas well. And that information came from an article also by Rachel Curtis, What is Hydrofracking and how does it differ from vertical drilling, or what is horizontal drilling, how does it differ from vertical drilling. Horizontal drilling and hydrofracking is cited to be effective in removing 90% more natural gas in comparison to vertical well drilling, and it's also more cost effective in that they only need one drill site, and they have the ability to harvest a whole lot more gas using one drill site in comparison to vertical drilling, where they can only access the gas around the surrounding area at the bottom of the well there, the vertical well. So the next question would be, why is this an issue here in our area? And that is because we have a deposit of shale gas, or a shale rock formation in this area called the Marcellus Shale. And you can see it there on the picture. It's the gray area. It runs from middle of New York State down to eastern Tennessee, and it's known to be rich in natural gas deposits. Terry Egler, a University of Pennsylvania geologist, cited in a MarcellusShaleFormation.com website that there's as much as 4,359 trillion cubic feet of natural gas stored in the Marcellus Shale, and approximately 30% of that is accessible, or could be accessible, or recoverable is the word he used, and this alone could supply the natural gas for the United States for 20 years. David Hines wrote in a 2011 article, How Long Has Hydrofracking Been Practiced? And that was also on that Clearinghouse website. He states that the U.S. Energy and Information Administration estimated that in 2009, shale gas made up 14% of the total U.S. natural gas supply, and that was supposed to increase to 45% by 2035. And that indicates to me that there's going to be an increase in jobs in this industry. So in conclusion, I hope that the information that I provided sparked your interest, and that defining natural gas, its uses, and why it's a better fossil fuel in comparison to coal, along with defining hydrofracking, hydraulic, or horizontal drilling and conventional drilling and its relationship to the Marcellus Shale, has helped you understand the issue better. I hope that this speech encourages you to look more into the controversy surrounding hydrofracking. And in closing, I'd like to say that my own personal opinion is that with the U.S.'s desire to decrease its carbon footprint and the pollution on the environment, along with our high unemployment rates, and the fact that we need to decrease our dependence on foreign oil, I think that exploration and extraction of natural gas is a no-brainer, but we need to proceed with caution.